What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
So good. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. I
Uh,
might go sit down. I've been like standing at my I
yeah.
have a new I have a new standing desk. It's like a
Hmm.
treadmill type thing.
Oh,
And
cool.
sometimes I'm like standing on it all day and then I'm like, "Oh my God, my back."
I might need to
Getting
try one
old.
of those. I'm sitting down all the
It's
time.
nice.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's nice, but yeah, sometimes I'm like by the end of the day I'm like, "Whew, back."
Yeah.
Feel it. How you
All
doing?
right. Good, good. It's Saturday morning, so uh
Nice. Yeah, that's crazy.
doing this, but
Wait,
yeah. It's
how early is it for you?
it's like 10 a.m. So
Okay, nice.
it's good. It's a good time. It's early enough to drink my coffee.
Yes. Go high level coffee. Love it.
Yeah, yeah. Uh all right, so we'll get into it in a second. We're going to do a quiz build. Yeah. So we'll figure that
Okay.
out for you. Are you happy for me to like record this and like post it as a YouTube video or whatever? Like, or post it
Oh
in the
yeah.
community? Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
so yeah, I figured I'd ask you that first before we get into it.
Yeah.
Uh, and did you do the Loom video with a transcript? Are you talking about the business or not
Not
yet?
not yet, but I can do that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably do that actually after this. I just literally right before we jumped on finished recording something else I had to record.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to do it just yet, but I can do
All
it
good.
today though. I can knock it out.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's have a look. So what we might use, because it's useful for the quiz, like building the context of the business,
Okay.
but we can just take the your about page as well, and that can put some stuff together. Uh, all right.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
trying to
have
move
a
you around on
pretty
my Zoom
specific
page. Yeah.
yeah. I have a pretty specific niche too, so it shouldn't be too hard to like tell you about it and
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's get into it. So what we're going to do to build out this quiz, we're kind of going to reverse engineer it.
Okay.
Uh, so we're going to work backwards. We're going to use the avatar GPT as well. So we might start with that because I know that you have one set up here, but it's not super defined. Are you still using it at all or not so much?
Was it the old one?
So yeah, I've got one here that's the holistic entrepreneur. It's not, I know that you work with nurses
Yeah.
specifically, so it doesn't seem that defined. We can tweak it right now. It'll take a couple of minutes and then we
Okay.
can work off that. Or did you have another one that you'd like written up?
N No, I was wondering if that one was from the microdosing stuff.
Uh,
Because I think it was.
looks
I
like
think
it.
that Avatar GPT was from who I was working with in the microdosing space.
Yeah. So we haven't updated it since then. No, that's fine. Let's fix it up right now. I'm just gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Because the way that a lot of this works, uh, I think I've got to change what I'm looking at for it is. Yeah, the way that it works is we're going to build out the quiz and everything, but as we're doing it, every step we're getting feedback from the Avatar GPT, so from the ideal client to help make it a bit better. Uh,
Okay.
to the point where sometimes when I'm doing it, I won't even read it the first time, like the output. I'll
Okay.
just like, here's the output. Let's get the feedback and update it based on the feedback, and then read it and
Okay.
see what's going on.
I
Uh,
see.
and we'll go from building out the like understanding the idea of the business and the ideal client. Then what are three categories that we can sort of build a quiz around?
Okay.
And then we'll build out a results section for each category if they score low, medium, and high in that. And then we figure out the questions that would get them that result. So
Okay.
it kind of all goes
You work
backwards.
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to do a quiz. I'll think up 12 questions. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
what do these questions mean?
That's how I would have thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like that's how I thought about when I first started doing it. It was so difficult. I tried it so many times.
Yeah.
Uh,
I bet.
with the categories, like GPT will come up with some, but we'll it's always better to refine those because they're like the foundation for everything. But it will probably align with how you help them. If you have a like a framework for when someone joins your community, we do this first, and then we do this, and then we do that.
Yeah.
Like inverting that is a great way to just come up with the categories. It's like what are the three things?
Okay.
But anyway, let's start with the ideal client. So how did this second go? Yeah, so this is what we've got at the moment. So we'll change this a bit. So why don't you tell me a bit about the new ideal client? I know that they're nurses, but give me a bit of information here and what we put in.
So the ideal client would have just gone through a board certification program to become a board certified nurse coach, and they are motivated to start a business, and they received the coaching skills and the foundation, yet they feel stuck because they have absolutely no idea how to actually launch and grow a successful coaching practice. So the certification gave them the coaching skills, but it didn't give them any understanding of how to actually grow a business. And so they're feeling a little hopeless right now because they don't know how to leverage the skills they just learned into a sustainable business. So the whole point was that they could have more freedom and more impact in their business. But now they're realizing just having the coaching skills isn't going to get them there.
Uh, yeah, I like it a lot. There. So how does this read? Do you think is there anything I've missed here? Like it
Oh,
will
wait.
extrapolate all of this.
Would have just completed a board. They are motivated, sort of, and they receive the coaching skills, but I have no idea. Yes.
Let's just add in to reach the was it freedom
Freedom.
and something else.
I would say freedom, fulfillment, impact.
Let's see how this goes. I think this looks okay. Yeah, struggling with imposter syndrome. Wonder if they can really make it work. Fear of failure. How does that look? Is that a bit closer? Is there anything that we want to tweak here? I know we're just sort of blitzing through it, but at a first
Honestly,
glance,
it looks awesome. It's actually really spot on.
yeah, perfect. We had a really good baseline there because we've already done it. So it's probably taken a couple of things from the previous one. All right, we'll use this uh, to pick that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open it up in a different tab so it's not screen recording. I'm going to try to anyway. I'm just going to replace it inside of your your default one as well.
Okay.
So that's now fixed, basically. Uh, this just means like if you want to use the content plan, uh, it'll now figure it out for us because that works off who the ideal client is.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we did that content plan before for the microdosing one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did the content plan for the previous business idea.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're set up here. We've got that ready to go. Now in the so what we're going to be doing is jumping backwards and forwards between these two tabs. So we're building the quiz here in the quiz marketing pro, and then we're sense checking everything against Taylor in this one.
Okay.
Uh, so I might just have to pause for a second. My partner's calling me,
Okay,
and she
no
just
worries.
called twice in a row. So sorry, it might
Okay.
be 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
Before I do, are you right if we run a little long on this one?
Yeah,
Like
all good.
it should take an
Totally.
hour, but it might take longer. Yeah, all right, might be a sec.
Okay.
Hey there.
I'm here.
So sorry about that. Bit of
All
drama.
good.
But
Hopefully everything's okay.
yeah, it will be. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I might tell you about it after the call. We'll
Okay.
we'll figure this out first.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
so where were we? We've got your ideal client set up, so they're good to go. We'll start working on the quiz. So this is where uh, we need a bit of context about the business. So I'm just going to take your about page from school as a starting point because
Okay.
I was looking at it the other day because I want to copy it.
Nice.
um, but it looks good. So it's the business we will be building a quiz for. I'll grab the description as well. Okay, and we'll just start with this. Oh yeah, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the ideal client in there as well. So as soon as I do this, it's probably going to try and write a whole quiz that
Yeah.
we design for. So we're going to have to pull it back after that and focus on the step by step. But let's just see what happens. So this one, it's come up with as a default uh, a couple of different categories here, and this is it's sort of done these as outcomes rather than
Okay.
categories.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just going to open. I should have had this prepared, but I didn't. Have you had a look at my quiz yet? The scorecard.
Uh-uh. I haven't seen that.
So I'll just show you the results page to see what it looks like. It gives you an idea of what we're trying to build here
Okay.
because it's a bit of a different quiz. It's not like you just get one result. Essentially, you get three different results in three different categories. Uh, so there's like 27 possible combinations because
Yeah.
you could have low, medium, or high in each different area.
Okay.
So it's just loading up now. So we want this sort of style. We can. It depends what makes sense for you, but this is what I usually work with, where we have like
Okay.
three different areas, and it's like, how are you doing in this area, and this area? And then depending on that, how they score, they get a different result for like for low. And if I switch
Oh,
this to medium here, it's a different result there. And the same for all three. So it's more in depth than your average quiz of like answering a couple of questions, and it just
yeah,
says, you're
yeah,
the aspiring visionary. We
yeah.
want to get really deep with it. It will still have something like that as well.
Okay.
That's what we want to go towards. Uh, I should have opened up my quiz doc with all the prompts as well, but I haven't.
No worries.
Uh,
Yeah, some of these questions too would be really, really good for me to see qualifiers,
yeah.
like who's really qualified to eventually get into a sales call for the high ticket offer that I want to create. And also
Mm,
the paid community, like maybe based on the score, it'd be like you'd be a good candidate for this low ticket paid community. And then like a really high score might be like you'd be a great candidate for the high ticket offer.
yeah. So what we want to do with this quiz as well, like qualifying is a part of it, but what we don't want is like a sales form in disguise. What we
Mm,
want is we're asking questions that will actually give them valuable answers where we can solve some problems for
yeah.
them in a very small way, but we can also glean a lot of
Yeah, like
information from that.
I wouldn't say anything like that like within the quiz or
Yeah.
the responses, but I'm just saying like it would be good for me to like see
Oh,
who would be a good
absolutely.
qualified candidate.
Yeah. And what you can see as well is you get the micro and the macro trends. So when
Yeah.
you like get on a call with someone, you'll be able to tell like exactly what questions they've answered. And as soon as you talk to them for the first time ever,
Mhm.
you don't need to
Yeah.
ask what are you struggling with. You already know.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
But you can see the macro trends as well, which is like say you get 100 people take a quiz, you can see what is everyone struggling with, and maybe you tailor your messaging more towards that.
I see.
Uh, and it's stuff that you can like intuit as well by talking to people, but it's like yeah, hard data there showing you exactly what's going on.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay, so let's have a look. At this. I'm going to copy this as a very basic prompt, but we'll see what it comes up with. So yeah, we've got a couple here, and this is where maybe you can give me more insight about what you do in the business. But these could be this is more outcome rather than the category.
Yeah.
Uh, so would it be something to like a quiz? So this is the overall outcome. Would it be to help them figure out the business roadmap, or how they attract clients, or uh, getting a bit of a growth plan? Uh, do any of these make sense? And while you're
Yeah.
thinking about that, we will ask the client as well.
So are these like two different like G like chat GPTs that you kind of built out?
Yeah. So the first one, the quiz marketing pro, is one that I've built out a bit to try and have some context there before it starts. The other one
Okay.
is just the prompt that we use for the
Yeah.
Avatar GPT. So this is just default, like it's the paid version for, uh, but it is just the prompt that we use at the start
Nice.
sets it up.
Super cool.
Yeah, so it might be where to start. It might be the client attraction strategy. So depending on where they're at for you when they come to you, what do you think would be and also it depends what we can build a quiz about. Would it be figuring out how they can best attract clients? I feel like growth might be further down the track for them, and the immediate pain point might be figuring out a strategy for marketing.
Yeah, I think the immediate pain point is kind of like kind of like a roadmap, like just understanding how to build out like a business funnel that can actually bring in paying clients. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them, they've just gone through this certification and they're like, yeah, cool, like I have these skills, but what do I do with these skills? Like, how do I actually
Hmm.
get clients? How do I actually create a business that brings in any sort of money to allow me to leave my career as a bedside nurse to do this new thing that I want to pursue?
Yeah. So what if we were to do a quiz that helps figure out what they know and what they don't know? You know what I mean?
I like
It's
that.
like,
Yeah.
so we go through, it could be, we'll use this business roadmap, uh, but like it will ask questions that they probably haven't even heard of yet. Like, as an example, it's like, do you have a lead magnet?
Hmm.
And they'll be like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you can figure out from there, it's like, where are they at? And you can meet them where they're at rather than, you know, figuring that out as we go. And they might be really far along, but you can still help them with certain steps. So it's sort of, it puts them in
Right.
buckets of um, where they're at.
Okay.
Cool. And I think this one might be the way to go, the roadmap, because that's
Yeah.
more holistic there.
Yeah.
Um, let's go back. Let's see. And do we want to get into technical stuff like setting up an LLC, or is that
Mm.
maybe not necessary in the quiz side of things?
I feel like not for this.
Yeah. So it'd more be what I was thinking is like, do we even ask those questions of like, do you have an LLC? Have you
Mm.
done your tax forms? I don't know. I'm in Australia, it's all different here.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think for this I would want to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'd want to more so focus on like strategy stuff.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's have a look. Okay. So what do we think of this? Or is this too high already?
Wait, good.
So
Okay. Niche clarity. I think that's good.
yeah. So we've got, so
Yeah,
this is what would be
actually,
assessing
that's
them in
kind of
these
yeah,
three.
like
So
niche clarity is actually what a lot of my group is talking about right now.
hmm. So what we'll be looking to do is we'll refine this a bit more, but we'll have three different buckets there for so like looking at this. when they take this, they'll have like a score for their niche clarity. They'll have a score for their marketing message. And what was the third one? Was entrepreneurial mindset.
Okay.
Uh, and maybe we can tweak this a bit. We'll ask and we'll find out, are these actually important? Uh, yeah, let's have a look. Let's go back. Okay. So we got some suggestions here. Oh, got some nice alliteration there. Clarity, connection, confidence.
I like that.
Might even use those as the names of the yeah, so that would be connection.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
could just have that
clarity.
instead of the stronger or the longer names there.
Yeah, I like that.
Just put some back and forth here. Uh, Sometimes I do it on the tabs and sometimes I do it down here. So I get confused very quickly.
No worries. It's a cool little system, though.
Yeah, what I'm hoping to get done, what I'm planning is to have like these first couple of steps, like that refinement just happen by itself.
Yeah,
Because that's what happens with like the content plan and the maybe not so much the avatar GPT, but with the content plan, it just keeps going back and forth between the content generator and the ideal client, saying, give me feedback and let me know what to tweak.
that'd be cool.
The only problem with it is it's a bit outside of the control at the start.
Yeah,
So we don't always know that, especially at the start here, figuring out the problem in the categories. I think we might need to include that before it starts doing all that stuff. But here we go. Yeah, so we've got some example questions.
mm,
Not
those
great,
are
but
really, those are really those last ones.
mm,
Like, I worry about excluding people. That's
yeah,
every single one, every single new coach.
yeah. And that's where if you try to serve everyone, you end up serving no one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's some interesting stuff here. Now, we're not going to write questions yet because before we get to that, even though we've got these categories, we want to figure out some results. So, what we want to do is figure out what information we're going to give them, what feedback we're going to give them, depending on if they score low, medium, or high in each one of these. So, across the entire thing here. So, we'll have a low, medium, high for clarity, one for connection, and one for confidence.
Mm.
So I'm going to put this together, and this will just be a very simple version of the start. We'll see what happens. I don't need to insert the categories because it's already figured it out. Right, so while it's writing everything, we'll just look at one of these. So we've got the low score here for niche clarity and ideal client focus. So what I like to get it to do, and we can tweak the wording of this, but I like to have all three of these in there, is just a explanation of their current state, a bit of emotional validation, and then an
I
action
like
step
that.
that they can take. Uh,
The validation is important.
Yeah. And it doesn't always, sometimes with one that I created the other day, I felt like that first line should have been up the top instead of the current state, but this one makes more sense. Like, where it's you're feeling
Yeah.
unclear about your niche and who you want to serve, it's hard to define. You
Yeah.
may feel pressure to serve everyone. It's completely normal to feel this way.
Yeah.
You're not alone. And then start by identifying a small group of people you feel most excited to help and think about the biggest challenges.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got here. And then it's doing like mid and high for all of these. So yeah, figuring all of that out for them. And even if they score well, like that's fine. I mean, potentially if they score really well on all three categories, you could still help them, but they might not be the ideal person for you because they've sort of got everything figured out.
Yeah.
Uh, and even if they do, they might want help anyway. It's like, yeah, I've got it all figured out, but I need people to help me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, my like high ticket is gonna be like building out their funnel with them.
yeah,
So they might have a lot of clarity and stuff, but sometimes people just want you to do it for them, you know? It's like
yeah,
the automation stuff. Like I would much rather just pay you to do that stuff than like me do
absolutely.
that, spend the time learning it and all of that.
Mm, definitely. Yeah, I'm going in the more employee direction as well at the moment. So I think I'll start by doing this for pretty much everyone that joins on the annual. Let's just get this all set up
Yeah, yeah,
uh, so that they can just, you know, start, like, just focus on working on the content and it'll all sort of flow through and then
yeah,
tweak it as we go. All right. So we've got this here. And what we're going to do, and you'll see a pattern here, uh, is we're going to ask Taylor about it. We'll be at the top, just saying here are the draft results for the categories. And let's just do these feel relatable and actionable. Are there any changes you'd suggest to make them more valuable? Let's see what we get. Yeah, so
it was helpful, but it might feel a bit generic without examples. Okay.
yeah, and so that's just like, and like, I don't know about you, I've seen this a million times. Is I help specific audience with specific problems so they can desired result,
Yeah.
and then without pain point. Uh,
Yeah.
and it can be useful, but it might be better to have more information in there. Uh, oh yeah, specific statement. So what's that relating to? Yeah, so here it just says write down a specific statement describing how you help them, but it doesn't say what a specific statement is. So like this is all stuff that we pick up as we go through, but it's great
Yeah.
to just have these flagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't read through all of this. Uh, Much as it will be interesting. You just go, here is some feedback. They, yeah, so you'll see it started taking that on. So we've got now, this is all pretty much the same. The wording
Yeah.
might have differed a bit, but on the improvement step, it still has the same thing, but some more information. There's some examples there. Write down 2 to 3, see which one resonates with your skills and interest. Uh, Also, something to remember here, it's going to start telling us that it seems a bit repetitive and like
Yeah.
a lot of them seem the same, but that's fine. in some cases because they will only ever see one at a time. So it's not
Yeah.
like they read the low score and like, hey, actually, the mid
Right.
score advice is kind of similar here, saying a niche statement. And this is probably going to say something similar as well.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh, but because they only ever see one at a time. So I'm going to send this back now and we're going to ask, or we're going to remind that if we have to. Here is dated version. Yeah, so we got some more feedback here. Uh, with this, we might loop it back one more time and then leave it there. Because really, you can go on refining this over and over again.
Yeah.
Uh, Eventually, it gets to be too much, but we've only done one refinement so far. Let's just, we'll do one more and we won't even look at it. Because what you'll find will happen as well is when we actually go to build this in Score app, uh, you'll be reading through it as you like copy and pasting everything in there and make your own adjustments, which I highly recommend.
Yeah.
We don't just want to take what comes from GPT, although we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. Let's have a look at the we haven't had a look at these other ones. Let's check out the mid score for marketing. What do we think about that? Is that looking all right?
I think so.
And
Yeah, I
then,
like the action steps. Those are cool.
hmm, yeah. So we've got some good stuff here. So we've got now we've figured out, depending on how they're doing in these different categories, what are we going to tell them? What advice would we give them? Uh, and this is like something for you to keep as well. It might be a good reference guide, and you can sort of do back and forth with it because you will talk to someone that has like you know, and you'll be able to identify, yeah, they've got low confidence when it comes to, running their own business. And maybe you can just, keep this action step. It's actually a pretty good one. Just reading it now. I quite like it. Lists your top three strengths and how they can benefit your clients and,
Yeah.
share it and reflect on it and, have it on your desk and your computer whenever the doubt creeps in.
I like
Uh,
that.
yeah, so we're going to keep this. Um, so up next, we have to figure out the questions. So what are we going to ask to identify if they fall into these categories? Oh no, sorry, before we do that, I always forget this step. Uh, is we want to get an overall score as well. So results for the overall. So you can see here, this is dynamic as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so they're low, medium, high. Uh, okay. So it's going to ask it to write an overall result summary for low, mid, high scores across all categories. We're
Mm.
going to celebrate progress and suggest actionable steps for improvement. Something I always leave out of here is be displayed alongside category results. Uh, yeah, so these are nice and short. I think they're looking good.
Yeah.
And of course, we're just going to check them. This is even the point where, because it's asking for improvements, I might not even need to do anything other than just plain copy paste. And this is a good way to test what it's thinking, like how well it would work if there was no extra involvement from us.
Yeah.
So let's just copy that back. Yeah, so we haven't changed too much there. I think it looks fairly similar, but this is just, it will be the first thing they see when they finish the quiz. So it's something to keep in mind. And yeah, everything's we've got some positivity regardless of how they do, even if everything's really low,
Yeah.
uh, which is good. That's something you want to keep. So we'll go with this. I'm just putting together a document for you on the other screen. I should have been copying and pasting stuff the whole time so we didn't lose it. Uh, I'll find it though. It's all back in there. I just have to scroll up.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's lost in the sauce.
yeah. Uh, okay. All right. So now we want to do some quiz questions.
Sweet.
So we're going to say, right, 4 multiple choice questions for each of these categories. Each question should reflect a progression from low to high, assessing the ICB's current state. Uh, and this, we'll see what happens here. Something that I like to do is make sure that the questions are sort of indirect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh, so instead of asking like, how confident are you as a business owner? That might not be the best question to ask. But yeah, it's hard to say. We'll see what it comes back with.
Yeah. The first one.
Uh, yeah. Uh, so I feel like this one's probably a better sort of question.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, like this here as well. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to put in here. We'll see what we can figure out here. We should see what it comes back with. So this feels a bit better. When you think about your ideal client, what comes to mind first?
Oh, yeah.
So it's more like even with like the Avatar GPT form, I don't know if you remember that, but it never really asked who is your ideal client.
Yeah.
It's like a bit of, what are they like? What sort of person do you like to work with?
Yeah.
All this, all that. It's like figuring out, trying to make the questions easier to answer. Yeah, this one might not be great, but let's have a look. I mean, this is just our thoughts to start with. Let's see what the client thinks. Uh, Send this through. But I asked the wrong person. I did. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
All right. That's all right. What we're going to do, we'll take this back and put it back because I was wondering, I thought I'd put that into the custom GPT, that it was more indirect questions. It would be useful if they were different colors
Yeah,
if I get
right?
confused. Because this is all I have to go off is that.
Yeah.
I guess I do have this as well, but that's and this is maybe not an issue that you'll ever come across, but if you do go down the wrong path with the wrong one, you just go back to where you asked the last question and edit it.
Okay.
Say, yeah, so we had a couple of little bits of feedback here. So yeah, for answer A, which would be the worst answer, which is I'm not sure yet. I feel like I could help anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Is maybe we add a bit more to that because I'm still exploring. Yeah, to normalize the uncertainty.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, we'll have things like that across the board. What other feedback do we have here? Yeah, a little validation. So there's a lot here, a lot of feedback around softening the tone. Yeah, acknowledging the emotional blocks, making it a bit more like it's okay to say, that you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Uh, because what we want more than anything when someone takes this quiz is for them to feel comfortable in being honest about where they're at. Uh, so yeah, we'll send this back and we'll see what we come up with. And then we might just run through each of the questions and we'll actually have a look at it because I know we've kind of been blitzing through everything and we'll see what we think.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's have a look as it's while it's still writing. You can tell me what you think. So
So what am I? Yeah. These are good.
okay, yeah, when you talk about your coaches, how do they respond?
Yeah, that one. Yes. I wonder about Question three, when you talk about your coaching
Hmm.
others. Hmm,
So that one, I think what it's trying to pick up there is how clear is it in your own head and how easily can you communicate it to someone else? So
exactly.
it's like when you are talking about it, and maybe you
Yeah,
don't talk to people about it, and that's like the answer here is I haven't done that.
right. Yeah.
Um, but it's that you're able to communicate it easily, but that doesn't necessarily mean.
No, I think
I
I
mean,
think I think I like it.
mm,
I think it works, especially like number or letter D, people immediately see how my coaching could help them or someone they know. It's like if you
yeah,
have a crystal clear niche and offer, that would
mm,
be how they would respond.
yeah, and it kind of it depends as well because I suppose it's based on the person that you're talking to and how much they're paying
That's true.
attention
Like maybe
because it
not
doesn't.
everybody knows somebody
Yeah,
who is in your niche.
mm. But yeah, I think it's
It
fairly
works.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and then what do you consider when deciding who to market to? I think this one's a really interesting answer. I try to appeal as many people as possible because I'm afraid of excluding potential clients.
Yeah.
Uh, then when we go into marketing, what does it look like? What's the process? Yeah, now these ones are interesting. I don't know. What do you think? Particularly, I'm thinking questions 3 and 4.
Number three. Yeah, I was gonna say number three. Really occasion I found. I actually like that. What happens when you yeah.
I think with number 4 there, it's not necessarily about the quality of the content. Uh, like I think that's what I was trying to figure out
Yeah.
is like if you're doing well, then you're going to get positive responses and questions. And but if you're just starting out, even if you are doing well, it shows the algorithm shows it to like 10 people.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and also I should ask: is social media part of the strategy that you help people with? I know it's a big one, so
Yeah.
that's like the main focus is content rather than like running ads or other ways to
Yeah.
do things.
Yeah, the growth strategies that I talk about is like DMs, content, paid ads, pretty much.
Yeah, cool. Maybe I won't ask about ads in here, but that's yeah, I think social media is kind of the lowest barrier to entry there. So it's a good one to start with because you just have to create something. You don't have to cold DM someone. You don't have to spend any money. Uh, Even though you'll tell them to do that later, you don't want to ask them that at the start necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and then we've got the entrepreneurial mindset. So when you think about calling yourself a coach, how do you feel?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, the mindset stuff's good. That first question I think is good.
The Yeah, when you think about calling yourself a business owner or a coach, how do you feel?
Yeah. That would be good insight.
Mm.
It could be more I think the question could be a little better, but I like the direction we're
Yeah,
going.
yeah, and this is where we tweak stuff manually as well instead of just sending it backwards and forwards through AI.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I think we have a quiz.
Oh yeah.
So
Please
we've
I
got
do.
we've got all the questions there, and we've got the results. So really, all we'd have to do next is put it together. So we're not going to do that right now because it takes a bunch of time to actually
Okay.
build it out in the app.
Okay.
Uh, The other thing that I like to do with AI is just figure out how to promote it.
Nice.
Uh, so like we can write a landing page. How are you looking to promote lead magnets? Are you going to be doing social media posts about them? You're going to be running ads?
Probably mostly social media. Also, um, I don't know if I'd run ads right now, but I'm in a lot of like Facebook groups and stuff with these kinds of
Hmm.
people. So I might like make posts like, "Hey, I just created this quiz if you want to take it." That kind of thing.
Yeah. So what this is putting together at the moment is just a landing page so that when we get there, uh, it'll be mine isn't the best example, but it is a landing page. I slapped this together in like about as much time as we've taken now.
Yeah.
uh, but it's just got headline there, some
Yeah.
details. It's very easy. Fill that in,
So you did the
and
landing
then
page on the score app.
yeah. So I'm
Okay.
thinking about that because it's not the best landing page builder, and I'm wondering if there's a way that we can just get the. We probably can have to investigate. Just get the form plugged in, uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that like you can build a landing page in high level or something else that looks better than this because it's not very flexible.
Okay.
Uh,
And then just connect it to the score app somehow.
yeah, so high level has native integration with Score App, so you don't even need to use Zapier or anything. It just goes
Oh,
straight
okay.
in.
No way.
Uh,
Sweet.
yeah, it's very handy. It's actually my highest performing YouTube video is how to do that because no one ever made a
Really?
video about it. Yeah, I'm like
No
number
way.
one keyword ranked on that.
Sweet.
Yeah, and actually a little note. I have a comment on there from the founder of Score App saying, "Great video." That happened
Daniel
just the other
Priestley?
day.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No way.
yeah. I thought it was a fake account when I saw it, but it wasn't.
I actually really love Daniel Priestley's stuff.
Yeah, very interesting guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's really cool.
but yeah, so we've got this landing page. So we're pretty much now. I mean, yeah, we'll tweak this as well. Let's just chuck it through. There's an awful lot here. I need to tweak the prompting a bit to get the landing page in a consistent format because this might be. I guess it's not super long, but there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's all set up, ready to go. I'm gonna chuck all this in Google Doc and send it through to you, and you can have a look and start reviewing things.
Sweet.
Uh, I'll give
Do
you
you
that.
pay for Score app or is that a free app?
So it's free to start. So you can start for
Okay.
free and test it out. And there's no like trial or anything. It's usage based.
Nice.
And then I think it goes up to there's so many times. It's not super expensive. It's like I'm gonna guess $30 a month. And when we look at it on mine, it's gonna be Australian dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so totally free. Free
So
plan.
if
It's
you
like
have
free.
just one quiz, it's free. Oh, but you get only 10 or so. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So this is like the testing phase. And then that 32 is probably actually 20. Uh, because that's
Okay.
yeah, the exchange rate's rough.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's where you can like plug everything in. Uh,
Okay, I see. Okay. So yeah, so long as don't have more than like 100 people taking the quiz per month, you could just stay at the starter.
yeah, and that's where like if you're getting more than 100 a month, it probably makes sense to move here. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it depends. What I like to do when I've got well, and I do have, but like in the same situation as you, where I have school and I have the quiz,
Yeah.
is that I'd only send colder traffic to the quiz because
Right.
like people that know about me more, I'll probably alternate my CTAs. I'm thinking of like I'll be running ads and they'll all go to the quiz, and only retargeting will go to the school community.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, you've got a mix there where it's only people who don't really know much about you go to the quiz, and you can maybe send people back to it after they've joined the school community. Uh,
Okay.
as like a before you get on a call with me, I see you haven't done this quiz. Do you want to take this, and it will help give you some value before we even talk? Like,
Yeah.
there's a couple of different ways to set it up there.
So what is it about? Why do you like score out more than the Go High Level quiz build out?
Yeah. So the high level one,
I haven't messed around with it at all, so I haven't seen
yeah,
it.
it's I mean it's like a budget version of Score App. Basically, it's not.
Okay.
It's a very new feature they have in there. There's no automations that you can trigger off the back of it to start with.
Oh, okay.
So it's just there. I don't think you even get the information from the quiz. If they improve it, I'd absolutely use it.
Yeah.
Uh, but right now, it's like it doesn't look great. There's not much that you can do with it.
Okay, I see.
Uh, and yeah, you can't trigger like you can't send someone an email after they've taken your quiz. It's like
Oh, really?
simple stuff like that. Yeah,
That's
there's no,
surprising that they put it
yeah,
out without having any of that built out.
yeah. It's kind of one of the flaws with high level is just that they want to be everything. They're trying to serve everyone and serving
Yeah,
no one. So like they've got their quiz function there, but it's not very good. It's like
I
the
see.
very first version of it. It's like how they've got their communities in there as well, and they're not as good as school.
Right.
Uh, but, and that's why I don't use high level communities. It's like even though I could run my entire business off high level, and I don't
Yeah,
because there are better tools out there that are worth it.
makes sense. Cool.
Uh, all right. Well, I think we are done. Unless you have any questions or anything that you want to go over with this, anything that you want to cover.
No, it's super sweet to see the process of all this.
Yeah,
It's really
and it's
rad.
something I think about as well is just how long this would take to try and do it all yourself, like
Yeah.
without using AI to sit down and think I'm going to write a quiz,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to try and do the questions first. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be
That,
a
that'd be
nightmare, and
wild.
I have tried to do it myself.
What do you use for if you make videos on YouTube? Do you have any like AI tools you use for editing?
Um, Not really. I use Opus Clip a little bit,
Okay.
uh, and that just takes the long form and turns it down to like picks out short form.
Mm-hmm.
With that, though, what I'm thinking is I'll just let it identify where the good parts are, and then just go into CapCut and do that because it's like you can only get
Does
HD
CapCut
quality out
do that?
of Opus. Yeah, you can like you'd have to manually edit to the right spot, but you can put all the what do you call it? The captions on there. Maybe
Yeah.
you probably find B-roll as well to edit into it. Uh,
Yeah. I know there's some like AI tools that like they'll just put all the B-roll into it and everything. It's wild.
yeah. But yeah, with that, a lot of the stuff, especially longer form stuff that I'm doing on YouTube, it's like it's not edited at all. It's
Nice.
it's me just talking to camera for, 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
just
going
started
through something like
making
this.
videos. It's like
Hmm.
similar. I haven't really cared to edit any of it. I just kind of want to
Yeah.
get some videos like out there off the ground, see what
Hmm.
happens, but I eventually probably should do more quality and editing, but it's just
Yeah.
like yeah, everything can take so much time. Like that's the thing. I'm like if I could just throw something into an AI tool, have it chop it up, put some B-roll on top, captions on top, put it out, that would be ideal.
Yeah. I don't know how necessary it is anymore. Like a lot of the stuff that's out there that's doing really well doesn't, there's like zero production value. It's someone in their room and it's more like it's the actual content of what they're saying that's more important.
Yeah.
Uh, but you do need to, like I'm in a YouTube community. I don't know if you know Kai,
Oh yeah.
Kai Nemza. So I joined his, uh, and it's all about the thumbnail, the title, the first 30 seconds. And like,
Yeah.
that's 90% of the job is making it,
Mm.
getting people to actually click on it and stick around for more than 10 seconds
Yeah, true.
is where it comes in. But yeah, cool. Awesome.
Sweet.
Uh,
Thank you so much. This is really
yeah,
helpful. Excited to
thank you.
play with the score app too.
Yeah. So we can have another session where we build that out together. It depends if you want help with that or if you want to give it a crack yourself. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I was helping
probably
Rick with it
should.
the other day, and
Okay.
he, yeah, he needed a lot of hand holding, but not everyone needs that. So
Mhm.
depends.
I
Uh,
think I could build out the landing page pretty easily, but I don't know what it will look like to put in all the answers and all the responses and everything. So maybe that part, I don't know.
yeah, it's a lot of copy pasting and
Okay.
a lot of things.
Simple enough, huh?
Yeah, what I might try and do, I might make a Loom video of like how to do it that everyone can watch, and I'll send you
Nice.
that and see if it works for you.
Okay. Yeah, that'd
All
be
right,
sweet. Thank you
excellent.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's always helpful for me as well to run through the process and make sure it's all working. And
Yeah.
eventually we'll get this all AI and neither of us will have to do anything.
Yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd
Yeah.
be wild. We're getting there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you go and I'll send through that Google Doc in the next maybe 15, 20 minutes. I just have to
Sweet.
find some of the stuff as well from back in
Okay.
the feed.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
All right.
All
See
right,
you
we'll talk
later.
soon. Bye.
Bye.